sorry, it's 7:01, we're a little bit late here. I'd like to call this April 16th Rye Township Board of Supervisor meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks everyone for coming out this evening. Appreciate it. If you could join us in a moment of silence, please. Okay, the first item is citizen participation, and this is for items that are on the agenda. Do we have any citizen comments at this time? Hearing none, we can move on to approval of the minutes. These minutes are from the March 26th meeting. I didn't see anything that needed adjusted or revised. Brad?
Fine to me.
Okay, I'll make the motion to approve. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Minutes are approved. Thank you for those, Daisy. Okay, persons to be heard. We have Sergeant Olinger from our Pennsylvania State Police.
He just got a phone call.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's oh, did he step? Okay, we'll circle back to him. Thank you for that. Let's move on to monthly municipal zoning reports, zoning codes enforcement. We have from Place Associates 2 items for 16 Hour Lane and 1 for 200 Brook Lane Chicken Coop and an accessory garage. And then also a courtesy notice for a dog running at large. And noise pollution and front yard parking. Is that what that one's falling under?
What he put in.
Okay. No invoice though, right?
No invoice tonight,
Okay.
no.
Okay, so we don't have anything
I think it's a
to.
little early. Meetings are early.
We don't have anything to approve then,
No.
right?
No.
Okay. So that'll be up here if anyone wishes to see that. And Trooper, if you would like to go now, you were up.
Sure, I just had to
go. So
good evening, everybody. My name is Sergeant Olinger, acting station commander now at PSP Newport. The only reason we like to come here is obviously show face to a name in case you need to call up there and so on and so forth. If there's any complaints or anything, put them through myself. Also, we like to just give you some stats between 2023, 2024. Obviously, Rye Township is one of our more quieter townships that we control. So great job on that. Keep up the good work. For total years of service, total calls, 56 from start of the year to now. In comparison to last year, it's a little higher, 71. So I don't know what you guys are doing. We've taken the volume down. So thank you. We've only had 10 arrests in the municipality year to date. We did have that exact same number last year as well in 2023. And our crashes are down. We've had a total of 5 crashes, one being a private property crash, another non-reportable crash, and then 3 reportable crashes this year alone. Last year we were at 7 crashes. And this year, due to our more proactive approach, we're up to 3 more DUIs than we were last year, so we're at a total of 4. Does anybody have any questions of me?
no. President, anybody have any questions?
All right, keep up the good work.
If you could spare an officer sometime, maybe you can check some speed out on 850.
On 850 itself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, really.
Someone passed me on the way home today.
And just so everybody in the community knows, obviously, employee numbers are down throughout the state through PSP, okay? We are having somewhat of a deficit in attempting to hire new police officers. Nobody wants to do it. So in patrol ourselves, we're down 76%. puts a very big deficit on our proactive police work that we are currently doing. Obviously, we're trying to get those numbers back with all of our initiatives and recruiting that we currently have in place. But until we can get those numbers back, our proactive policing has become a lot less and more reactive. So we do hear you. We are heavier on certain days, so if I see that, I will definitely, any place on 850.
Any place, yep.
Excellent.
Hey, thanks for what you guys do.
Thanks for staying.
Thank you all.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
Thank you, officer.
Can I ask him if it was the same 10 people arrested from last year? That was a staggering number. I wouldn't have.
Well, you wouldn't have guessed that, would you?
Guessed that high. That's. Sewage enforcement report. 2 items, 2550 Valley Road. And on Barrett, no address. Was that the same? That's the same.
I think.
For a total of $800. Make a motion to approve payment of that invoice to Frederick Siebert and Associates. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Payment is approved. This will be out here if anyone wishes to take a look. Road report, Brad, please.
Yep, we cleaned up debris and limbs after the high water and the windstorms. Open up the potholes and serviced the tractor mower and put new front tires on it. We cleaned the drainage ditch up on Flowers by Ripley Lane. That's a pretty big ditch up there. And pick up trash that was dumped on Idle Road, cleaned up down trees on Miller's Gap, and we unclogged the shop drain out there, and cut up trees on Coat Road and Idle Road. Yep.
Okay, thanks. Can you take a peek? Somebody said something to me yesterday about the rate at the intersect. Was it Spruce and
Yeah,
Spruce and
we're
850?
looking
You
at
already got that?
That's a homemade grate there. We gotta try to figure out what we're doing.
Okay. Thanks for taking care of that.
Yeah, we had to call.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rec board report, Nancy. What have you got?
I'm sorry, what?
What have you got?
Oh, I didn't know it was my turn already.
You're up.
Okay. We had our first event of the year, and that was our history night, and that was last Thursday. And we had 40 people in attendance, which we felt was a good attendance, and everyone seemed to enjoy the program. Our next event will be on May 18, and that will be our annual fishing derby. And the children will fish from 9 to 10:30 a.m. And we ask that everyone arrive around 8:30 so they can register for the derby. And then our next event after that will be our Strawberry Festival, and it will be a little different this year because we are holding it at Bethel Church, and we're doing it on the same day as their community day. So Rye Township Parks and Rec will have shortcakes, hopefully angel cakes, strawberries, ice cream, and topping available. All other items that you may want, you will have to purchase from Bethel Church. If you want any other beverages or food items, they will be available for sale at Bethel Church Community Day. But what we will provide for the community will be free, of course. So that's what we have in the planning works right now. And at the Strawberry Festival, right now we're listing the time as between 3 and 7 p.m. You know, you can come by and pick up some strawberry shortcake.
Okay. Thanks, Nancy.
Is that June 8th, Nancy?
Well, I'm sorry, what?
The date, is it June 8th?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Nancy. Emergency management report. I don't see Jim here, and I assume you don't
I
have
haven't heard anything.
Financial treasurer's report, please, Stacy.
Okay. The general checking account began with a balance March 1st of $216,045.89, had receipts of $81,228.34, expenditures of $73,879.14, $240.01 in interest, with a balance April 1st in the general checking of $223,635.10. Pending and checking account had only interest activity and had a balance April 1st of $2,307.57. American Rescue Plan funds had only interest activity and had a balance April 1st of $2,872.33. The Bank of Lansford Savings Account had only interest activity and had a balance April 1st of $2,521.29. Liquid Fuels Checking Account had only interest activity and had a balance April 1st of $872.10. Liquid Fuels Savings Account had a balance beginning March 1st of $2,680.54, interest of 68 cents, Liquid Fuels allocation of $123,545.60, which was transferred to a CD in at Mid-Penn Bank, leaving us a balance April 1st in the Liquid Fuels Savings Account of $2,681.22. I think that's all I have.
Okay, thank you for that, Daisy. Okay, we're on to resolutions. Resolution 24-12, authorized transfer of matured CDs at Penny Bank. Daisy, can you give us a number?
Yes, these are, all but one are easy access municipal CDs that were put in at 2%. So they're going to be going to Penny Bank for 12 months as long as it holds at 4.75%. That's what I was quoted. There is an MS4 stormwater CD at 2.4%, but that doesn't come due till a week later, and it's not an easy access, but that's still going into the 4.75. I thought as long as the shorter term are still paying a little more than if you go 2-3 years. So I'm going to put it in for a year, and then we'll see where we're at that time. So they're going to 4.75%. From 11-month CDs, and the MS4, I believe, was an 18 or 20-month CD. And they're all going into the 12-month CDs at Penny. So I'm actually not pulling them out physically. I'm actually just transferring. I have to go up there and transfer them into 12-month CDs.
Just stepping back a little bit. I know you often talk about easy access versus, what is the easy access?
It's more liquid.
Okay.
And actually, the time they were put in, that wasn't a bad rate, and then they started going up. So it was about a year ago, so that's what they were doing.
Do we have a motion to approve resolution 24-12?
I'll make a motion.
Brad makes the motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 24-12 is approved. That takes us to resolution 24-13, authorized transfer of matured comp plan CD at Penny and transfer to Mid-Penn Bank.
Okay, this one was put in the same time as the MS4, and it was an 18-month. And I'm going to put it in for 3 months while the planning commission decides what they're doing with the comp plan. It's going in for 5.1% with an APY of 5.2. We won't realize that for 3 months, but it's still a pretty good rate, and we'll have access to it in 3
In
months.
3 months.
So that's what this is all about.
Okay, I make a motion to approve resolution 24-13. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Brad, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Brad. Resolution 24-13 is approved. That takes us to 24-14, authorized transfer of 2 matured Cetera General Fund Investment CDs at Penny.
Yes, this is with Cetera Investment Services that are work in partnership with Penny and Bank. They have been sitting in there at 4.5% and 4.55% interest for 12 months. I'm proposing to put them back in for 12 months, mainly because we have the art monies this year. And even if you would want to use some of them next year in your budget, they would be available by, I think these come due the beginning of May, so they would be available for you the beginning of May if there was some larger expenditure that you would want to budget for next year. So we should make out pretty good with the interest at 4.75%. The one is $63,745 approximately, and the other one is $261,375. So they have been investment CDs for us that we've been making some revenue on.
Okay, thank you for that. Make a motion to approve resolution 24-14. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Sean second, all in favor? Resolution 24-14 is approved. Moving on to old business tractor mower quotes. This is for the replacement for the 4400?
6410.
6410. That's bigger. Thank you. Can you give us some more backstory? Daisy, you sent me 4 documents today. Unless I misunderstood. The one was marked quote. What's the mower? Diamond?
That's not all of them, but that's what I had out.
Yeah, but I don't think it was a quote. It looked more like a data sheet. Did I miss something?
Oh, yes, there was like a pamphlet they put together, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't print that. Yeah, there is like a spec sheet with some pictures. Yeah, I did send that to you.
Yeah, it is a diamond, is it?
Okay. Okay. Do we have all of this, what we have so far summarized? Because I'm still
No.
not clear. Okay,
I
thank
did
you.
not summarize it, I just sent you the
Okay.
file.
Oh, yeah, no, I realize, and thanks for doing that. I
And
don't
they're
know.
from last year, so they would need updated apples to apples.
And with the salesperson issue, whatever. we don't
Yeah,
have
so that
anything.
guy, Jeremy, yeah,
He's
so,
going.
yeah.
He apparently
He got
let go.
fired.
You know, I'm puzzled though, because the card that you sent me said Paxton Street location, which is Stevenson's, right?
No,
Or is that Valley Ag?
it was Valley Ag, not Slam Pro. If you go by now, it says Lamb Pro.
Okay, but the quote, one of the quotes says same guy's name, but it says Halifax.
Yeah.
So I just wasn't sure.
Well, he's not there.
But he's okay.
He's not in either location,
Doesn't
so.
matter.
After 2 attempts at voicemail and a text, I finally got a hold of somebody and they said, oh yeah, he's not longer with us. So,
And some of the information that he gave me was misleading.
Was false, apparently.
okay.
The tractor will have that.
Okay.
Oh,
That is not an option.
That is not an
So I talked to the gentleman that took his place, and his name escapes me at the moment.
Oh, I forget what it was.
But he said he was gonna be at PSATs
Right.
with the tractor. I don't know if you got a chance to see it or
No.
hear it, talk to him about it. I thought he said that was a death tractor though.
Yeah, it probably was.
Yeah,
They
That
all-
one that was
they
at,
all
the one that
look-
was at the show was a 6105.
yeah, they're all deaf.
Yeah.
Anything
Sean looked at it.
at
I
75 above horsepower is deaf.
Oh, no matter what. So they didn't come out with a whiz
And
bang.
he said
No.
John Deere is making one, but it'll be 5 more years till they.
Until they actually get it.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
And those quotes there that you got
Oh,
That's all
thank
three.
you.
for the tractor, they told me, now this is the guy that got fired, he told me that those quotes there, for the new tractor coming in, it'll be $8,000 more. So if you wait till, well, if you don't get it this year, you get it next year, it'll be
Yeah.
another probably $8,000 more.
Well, and one of them, I recall, called out ballast box delete or not included. I mean, we're putting a loader on that. Do you need a ballast box or filling the tires? Is it
Yeah,
gonna be enough
the
or
tires will be all right. It'll have weight on the one wheel anyway, to compensate for the mower.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yep.
Are we buying a mower today?
No, we need to put all of this.
even if you buy one today,
Well, I know
it's
that.
gonna be the end of the year if we're lucky.
I
if we
know
get
that.
it.
year.
So,
But we are,
but we
We
gotta do something.
there's no ifs, ands, or buts, we're gonna buy this, we're gonna buy a mower.
We gotta,
We can't commit to that
We
this
should.
evening. Well, we need all the
I
information
mean,
summarized.
when you get all your
yeah,
figures.
when all the ducks are.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
all
yeah,
the
yeah.
data and everything.
Yeah, when all the ducks are in a
And
row.
we have the money to buy the thing, I think that would be a smart thing to do, to buy it. I mean, the other one's toast. You could probably mow with it a little, but, you know.
Well, we're gonna have to mow with it for
Yeah,
a
you
while.
have to, but
And,
you-
and,
Okay.
and
you know,
pray
these
that
guys are
nothing,
really great, thank God we have.
pray nothing big happens.
Plasma cutter and a TIG welder.
Well, yeah.
you know?
Okay, so Daisy, would you put all of that information into spreadsheet, so there is a side-by-side comparison. Makes it easier to
Okay.
determine what we're getting, what we're not getting, what we need to upgrade to.
And when you talk to whoever talked to the new guy,
I did.
did you tell him that we need an updated quotation?
No, we didn't get that far.
Okay.
He went on and on.
Okay,
and on.
okay.
He was gonna have,
Okay.
hey, you better act today
Yes, that
because
was-
No.
I got 25 people looking at this.
Yeah.
It was,
Okay.
I'm just asking, and then I'll drop my questions. Could whoever's taking care of designing, quoting, and telling everybody here exactly what we're getting, what we need, what it would cost, et cetera, could he come here and meet with you three guys, and when he's done, you know exactly what you're buying and how much it
I highly doubt it.
is?
Jim could ask.
What?
Jim could ask, but
You don't think they do that?
that's usually not the standard MO for those guys there. No.
You know,
If you're gonna buy $5 million.
yeah, and
worth of
really,
construction
we should
equipment,
spec
you
out
buy-
the tractor in full and then go to Stevenson's, go to I mean, we don't want to
Land
get Land Pro, what, they've changed so many times.
Yeah.
But yeah, Daisy, if you would,
Okay.
that would be greatly appreciated. Okay.
so this is a whole unit, tractor, mower, a
Yeah.
little bit.
And a loader.
Yeah.
And a loader
With a
for,
loader.
and a loader for on the tractor too, so we have that for it.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Okay.
I feel better then.
All right.
Yeah.
So are you going to make a motion
Oh,
to table?
yeah,
this?
yes, I'll make the motion to table it until the next meeting and when if we have all the
Updated
information
quotation.
together.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's no cheap expense. This isn't
No.
a few $1,000s. This is
How much is it?
approaching 200,000.
It's gonna be 180, probably the 180 range.
Cost of doing business, but-
I didn't notice.
Well, it
Just
was,
the 200.
last year it
Yeah.
was, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that stuff's not cheap,
Yeah.
But it is coming through CoStar.
you know.
Okay,
There's no
so the-
But we'll probably use that, we'll spend that money and we'll probably use that in order for what, 15, 20 years?
Yeah, that one out there's 23, 24 years.
Yeah. So
So, you know-
we should get at least 20 years out of it, Eric. That-
Okay, okay, I don't want to
We won't be able to.
belabor the conversation on the topic. So
We need to vote
Okay,
on
who
your.
made a second motion?
Oh,
I'll second
I
it.
just think
I'll
we should
second
take
it.
that
Sean,
money.
second, all in
back.
favor?
Yep.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Issue is tabled. New business, so this is approved temporary permit for 1860 Valley Road, and I believe the residents are here. If you can tell us a little backstory on what you want to explain.
I'm the talker. We bought the property like 8 years ago and we started with the permit to get our septic and all that stuff, but then COVID hit and everything. So now we're going to go back in and build our house on the property we live on, and then eventually move into our new house and turn the old house into a workshop. Because it's really not,
It's not livable.
It's really
It wasn't
not.
livable.
Okay, okay. So we have an application for a temporary permit which zoning and our ordinance permits to apply, but
Why do we have to have a permit?
what
well,
are you
it needs to
saying?
be inspected and the engineer is going to look through.
No, I missed what you first
Can't
said.
have two
Well,
dwellings.
Yeah, is that your question, as far as having two dwellings on one parcel?
Right,
Yeah,
I
that's
understand.
where
That's not
you're,
allowed.
But we're not gonna have two dwellings on one parcel.
well, it needs, you're gonna have two septic systems, right? At some point.
No.
No,
Must be disconnected.
Well, yeah, and that's the point, but you're putting a new septic system.
For
on
the new
existing
house.
lot. Yes.
and we'll be
Something has
moving
to-
that,
There has to be a mechanism in place to make sure that the old one is disconnected and disabled. That's
okay.
part of the permitting process, that's what triggers.
But that permit should be for the new house and that should be able to, I'm not understanding how you need to get a permit to live in the house we've been living in for 8 years, to build a house to move into, to get a permit to live in that house, and then because you're gonna disconnect the water anyhow. I mean, the water's gotta be
You're supposed
disconnected.
to. you're supposed to. This is just a means of making sure that folks follow through. And again, unfortunately, our solicitor's not here. He can give you more of the legal explanation of why, but again, it sets in motion checks and balances so that there's a.
So is that gonna cost, does that permit cost anything to get a permit to live in my own house?
Well, permits, certificates of occupancy, all those things, because again, the township, any municipality has to hire professional services, just like our solicitor here, or our codes enforcement officer, all of those people get paid by a roundabout way through the taxpayers, but the individual that is making use of those services.
But what I'm saying is, I mean, to have an occupation, a permit to live in my house I'm currently living in.
Why?
And then, yeah, that makes absolutely no sense to me. I have a really bad taste in my mouth with that, because you're telling me I need to get a permit to live in a house I've been living in for 8 years. And just let me finish. Then when the other house is built, then we get an occupation or to be able to move into our new house. At that time, the water company has to disconnect the water from the house we're currently living in and move it to the new house. Only they can do that. It's not like we can have water coming into that old house. So it's not like we're gonna have two residencies. We don't have a choice.
Yeah, but the permit sets in motion, again, so that our professional engineer who is qualified to do those kind of things and make sure things are done the way they're supposed to, he will then go through, he or she will go through and check and make sure that those things are done, because again, we cannot stay on top of that, so that's why we have folks.
The water company.
We can't rely on the water company.
Yeah, well, let me tell you how you can rely on that water
To be
company.
clear, I don't mean that in a disparaging way.
Oh, no, I agree with you 100% on that.
But something like a water company has no legal obligation to the township to do something a certain way. Our zoning engineer or codes enforcement officer engineer has that obligation, so that's why it gets done.
I know,
It's not to be a pain in the neck.
No, I just think it's wrong. I have a bad taste about it. It just makes me feel like you're telling me how I have to live. I get where you have to be to a certain point to keep things, so you don't end up, the township's not in like, and no disrespect, I don't mean make this sound like a slum place. You know, I get that.
There's some areas.
I seriously get that. I'm not trying to take advantage of anyone. I don't expect anyone to take advantage of me. You know, it's just that the cost of living and the cost of everything right now, the money we had put back to build our home is 3 to 4 times more than what it was. So now, we have our house plans, we submitted them, and there's absolutely no way we're gonna be doing the first floor. The second floor that we wanted to have done is just gonna be storage space and attic. If we ever do finish that part, it will be livable. That we can convert it into a living space. Because the money that's out there now is just not available because of the way the world is right now. And then, I know it sounds petty, but every penny that we have goes towards putting into our home so we can move into it. And getting a permit for this and a permit for that and a permit for this. And I said, well, wait a minute. It all started because we were supposed to file for a driveway permit. What a driveway permit? Are you kidding me?
I can side with you, because I used to think that way, and I don't mean that, but I used to think, the heck do I need to get a permit for? But then when you see some things that are not done properly, and then you get stormwater runoff that.
Let me tell you about the stormwater. Let me tell you about the stormwater runoff.
And that's just it. And that's the kind of things that we try to prevent.
When PennDOT put 850 in there, they raised that road and it was not done properly, and it washes right through people's
Well, they probably didn't
places.
have a permit. I'm just kidding.
They might not have. But we were told to apply for a driveway permit. Well, that is not gonna happen, because that driveway was put in there back in the 50s. And because yous don't have record of it, that's not our fault. I'm not gonna go get a permit so you guys can have record on something that you should have a record on. That was already done. PennDOT had to have had that permit to do that, the way the guardrails are done, because you can't get an entrance to a state road without PennDOT having that, allowing you to do that. So it's out there somewhere.
Yeah,
I'm not paying for one.
but all of those things are not up to us. I mean, you're going out onto 850,
Mm-hmm.
so that's not even a township.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
You know.
so that's, and we've already talked to the one guy,
Max.
Max,
Mhm.
and he was perplexed. He says, what the hell do you need a permit for that?
yeah.
You don't.
Oh, yeah, and that's fine. Again, a
Okay.
professional engineer that's qualified to give you that answer, gave you that, and that's
Yes.
the way it's supposed to work.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be my best friend whether he knows it or not, you know.
We've been approved, we already have the septic permit, it's been approved by Lenny. And it has stated on there that we have to disconnect the house and water.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There has to be a mechanism in place to make.
Somebody can walk out there and say-
So, yeah.
Okay, Viola, the old Suez, you know, you're gonna take this hose off
And put it over there.
and you're connecting this hose. It's, some of the stuff is a little ridiculous. And as far as, and I don't know if anybody, the water lines going out through there have anything to do with the township at all? Nobody that lives on city water does, I don't know if anybody has city water here.
No, well, some,
I do.
yeah.
Thank God, no.
It stops at some point and then we're on.
Goes out towards the land.
Yeah, yeah. You should get a filter for on your, a house filter for your water that's coming in. You should see what's coming in. So,
Okay. But, so we've got the permit.
Can I ask you a question? Your houses are gonna be side by side, right?
no,
No, not side by side.
Are they on the same property?
yes,
Do you have a driveway that comes off of 850 right now?
yes.
Yes.
This was our driveway
He's
officer.
the
by the way.
driveway officer.
We're using the same.
Somewhere in the past, there had to be a,
Exactly, there was.
When I
this
come
fella
down
here,
from-
there had to be a highway occupancy permit.
Exactly,
Actually, this is-
exactly.
PennDOT only kept records for so long, so that's the problem.
Alright,
If
yeah,
that road was
right.
built in the 60s, it's
And I
unlikely
came
that
down
that
and seen
happened.
Daisy, and Daisy only
That's
has
not
records
PennDOT.
back to 1996 for that place.
Yeah.
I'd have to see all this before.
1860 Valley Road, just drive by, but please do not come down driving through down on my property without me knowing you're coming
I'm
because,
not coming.
because, you know,
I don't think I'm
I'm very protective.
Okay, I just was asking.
Yeah. So.
It's the same word.
Max's review, yeah.
Even you're still doesn't have.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to approve the temporary permit. Again, I just saw this recently, based on feedback from the township engineer and which conditions?
Well, any conditions. that-
Any
Any conditions that Max stipulates, again, as our professional engineer. If Max is okay with it, then I would make a motion to approve the temporary permit,
And then the board signs that.
and the board will sign that temporary permit.
I'll second Jim's motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, temporary permit is approved contingent upon Max's review.
How soon are you planning on starting?
Oh, yeah, sorry, man.
Last year.
I missed that.
Well, wait, let's go get the way back
Yeah.
from the garage and we'll.
No, as soon as we get the house permit and whatever
Oh, okay.
we have to do here, I'm making phone calls. I'm a contractor, so.
Okay,
Because this is a 6-month permit.
yeah.
Oh my.
It's gonna be, it's
And
gonna
then
take
you
the
can get a
word.
renewal, yeah.
Is that gonna cost us more money too?
The renewal.
I think the
Renewal.
Of course, how much are the permits?
It's
$85.
no, it's
75?
It's
$75,
$75.
okay. I know it's 85 or 75.
it's
And that's the renewal?
no.
That's
Okay.
the temporary permit.
And does a renewal cost anything?
Yes.
Of course it does.
No.
No?
Well, yeah, again, and I get it, folks have heartache with that, but again, that's not money that comes to the township, we just pass it.
Oh, no,
and
I
we
didn't
still
say
do
yins were taking it,
That's
it's just
that's
money, I don't,
yeah.
it doesn't matter where it's going, it's coming out of my pocket.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's why I
Wife and
worry
went
about
through
it.
the process ourselves and.
You know, to put electrical, your wiring through your house, what was it, 25-foot wiring for in your house used to cost what?
Oh, for permits?
No, just the wiring, to purchase wiring.
Oh, yeah.
Electrical
That
wire.
went from $35 back in the day to, there was, would come back down now.
But it was, the last one we had, it's astronomical, the prices. So that's why I'm saying the money we have for everything, I put back for every little thing is now like tripled or more. So that's why I'm very concerned about every little, I'm not trying to be a jackbutt. I'm trying to save my money.
Well, if it's any consolation, the permit fees have not tripled.
What's that?
The permit fees have not tripled
They haven't-
since you started, so actually they've gone up a few percent.
I don't
if
think
that.
this is going up, no.
They've gone up a lot, yeah.
Since-
Or, I think our expenses to the township have gone
Yeah.
up, but we didn't raise the pass-through. Okay, was that it, folks? I didn't mean to,
No, that's it.
okay, thank you. PCI health insurance renewal. Casey.
Yes, it's that time of year, our health insurance renews June 1st of every year, and the increase this year is 8.1%, so that we only realize that half of the year, so it's like around just a little over 4% that we'll realize this year, and our budget was for 5%.
Wait a minute, I'll see if there's
All of the other ones I've looked at,
Okay.
the deductibles are outrageous, if you try to go.
Change it, yeah.
They're outrageous.
Do we have any kind of a summary of the insurance, what the deductibles are, all of that? And I don't need it this
I
evening.
do,
If you can,
I do.
if you can give us that, because when's the drop dead date on this? I probably
She
shouldn't say that
needs
with
it,
respect to the insurance.
she needs it by the end of the month,
End of this month.
yes. It needs to, because see, they bill ahead, so
Okay.
for them to get everything in order to
So
start.
that it works on June
For June
1st.
1st. Yes, so.
Oh,
I thought
okay.
somebody came. So you see the existing, and then she has a couple other plans there. And we actually looked at Blue Cross, that was more.
Mhm.
She had Aetna United, but we really didn't need to go with Aetna United. They were all, I mean, it is awful, it's ridiculous what it cost. But the deductibles, remember I told you last year they were going up.
Mhm.
The federal government now for the health savings account is $1,600 for a single, and I forget what it is now for a married. So if we double that, I guess.
3,200.
3,200. And it used to be 1,500, so they increased the deductibles on this
Okay.
plan.
Well, this document is the full summary of everything we have.
Mhm.
Okay. When did we get this? I mean, there's an effective date up here, but I don't.
Yeah, I'm not sure, it was a couple weeks ago. It comes out, there was a letter here too. Here. It just says March, but I just got that, I got that after I always try to get in touch with Sonia and try to get her ahead of time to work on things for me, but that just came from Highmark. That's just, there's really not much in that, just saying that they offer different plans and how much it is a person.
It's a shame that the health companies have directors of sales. That's a bad sign.
I know.
Okay, but we need to make a decision on this evening because, okay, so I'll make that motion that we approve that health insurance renewal, but would you send the three of us copies, just so we can digest this?
Sure.
Yeah, please.
I'll second it. I'll second Jim's
Okay.
motion.
And Brad is affected by it, so he should abstain. Okay,
Right.
so renewal is approved with Brad
All in
abstaining.
favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, so motion carried with Brad abstaining.
Yeah, thanks, Daisy. Okay. That takes us to announcements, April 23rd, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. is primary election day right here. Then the spring cleanup is going to be Friday, May 3rd from 6 a.m. to 1:45 in the afternoon, and the following Saturday from 8 in the morning till 12 noon. Nancy, you're going to work the gate, you said? Thank you so much for that. Is that Friday and Saturday?
Yeah, I can.
Awesome, thank you.
I hope it doesn't rain.
Yeah, this poor lady stood out in the cold, freezing rain.
You were out there too.
We got her an umbrella, didn't we?
Oh, I had an umbrella.
Yeah, she had an umbrella
Well,
And a rain
Get a
suit.
raincoat.
and a raincoat. She did a good job.
wonderful
I
job.
still got wet, but.
Yeah, well, thank you for that, it's very much appreciated. May 18th is the fishing derby from 9 till 10:30 a.m. at the Sportsman's Association. And May 21st is the Supervisors Meeting rescheduled due to the holiday.
So it's third Tuesday instead of the fourth.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Mike, so we'll have to make sure we get something to him. And then May 27th, the office is going to be closed for Memorial Day. Trash collection will be on Wednesday, the 29th. Which takes us to approval and payment of the bills. Daisy, please.
General fund checks 17933 to 17950 in the amount of $24,712. There were no expense checks voided. Payroll checks 8337 to 8342 in the amount of $4,969.34. Payroll checks 8343 to 8348 in the amount of $7,637.37. And there were no payroll checks voided.
Make a motion to approve payment of the bills. Do we have a second?
No, go ahead, put it right down.
Brad, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Payment of the bills is approved. Thank you for that, Daisy.
You're welcome.
Now, moving on to the second portion of citizen participation. Start at the top of the list, John Schulze, regarding insurance.
Sure. I couldn't follow all the numbers that you had, so what was the quoted cost per insured individual in the plan that was approved?
I don't know if I have that. I don't know.
Or if you have the monthly amount?
$5,430.
Okay.
90 cents.
I'm sorry, that's monthly.
That's monthly, yes, that's a
Okay.
monthly premium.
Total for everything, for everybody.
Yes,
Okay.
that's staying as we are.
Okay.
And that's just the medical insurance, correct? Not the dental, not the vision, all that?
Right.
Okay. What, can you explain what the high and low end costs of all the plans that were provided, like on that one at least? You know, the one that you went with? You know, what was the highest, what was the lowest, you know, just to compare where we're at?
What was the last?
It's so different because there's a couple different plans there, but there's different deductibles, there's so many details there, it's different.
Is there a dollar figure at the end though for each
Yeah, there
one?
is, but it's not apples to
Oh,
apples.
you're not
Yeah,
comparing
no,
apples to apples.
These two are, but these are not.
Mhm. Okay, but what's the low and what's the high?
The
Is
low,
there-
where's the low?
Would be
Is that
this one.
Yeah. 5178,
Yeah,
91.
5178.91 was the low end.
What's the deductibles for that?
And the high end was 5430.90.
Okay.
So we have the highest one there.
No, we have one in the middle.
But she just said 54, 30, 90 was what we got.
Oh, that is the one we took, okay.
Okay.
Because these two have.
But the other
these are
two,
not
the other
same.
two aren't the same
The
plan.
deductibles are, look at this, depending on what you go with, $9,000, $18,200.
Yeah.
I mean, the deductibles are.
Like
are
triple,
Ridiculous.
yeah.
We probably shouldn't go with the health savings then, you should go with some other plan because the deductibles
Are so
are so
high.
high.
Right.
Yeah, if you would scan that, and the other documents, send that
Okay.
to us, that'd be much appreciated.
So, okay, with that, with the small amount that the employees pay out of their paycheck, so this is my comment associated with that then. With the small amount that the employees pay out of their paycheck for their health insurance, could the supervisors consider a plan that is more beneficial to taxpayers? According to the bill from the December 2023, which is last year's plan, if you took that monthly amount, it was $60,200 for 3 insured employees. So the employee agreement shows that the employees only pay at most.
Sorry, John, back up?
Yeah.
Say that again, please.
Yeah, so if you go by what I got for the December amount, what we paid last year was $60,200 for medical insurance at the
Oh,
township.
for the whole year?
It has a yearly.
Yep, yeah, for the year.
Okay.
Okay.
No, that was $5,022.46 for the monthly amount, just for medical. So, seeing the employee agreement, the employees only pay 2% of the medical insurance, at most 2%. That means taxpayers are paying over $59,000 of that. Is there not a way we can get a more taxpayer-friendly health insurance here? Deductible, the township doesn't pay the deductible, the employees do, right? Other than a small portion of it, so.
John, again, we're not gonna get into a deliberation with you here. I mean, we appreciate your comment.
Right, and that's why my comment is
Yeah.
Is there one that we can do a rhetorical
Frame it as
question?
a question, but again, it's a comment, so
right.
thank you for that.
There you go. Okay, and then the second part, I have a second one, after hearing about this temporary permit. Is there not a way that you guys could do a amendment or something like that to the original house permit that just has a condition on it that you have to remove the house, because I know there's been houses where you had people approve them to move into the house before the occupancy permit was done and everything like that. So why couldn't they just amend their current permit to have that as a condition? They already have a permit on file.
Well, again, John, we're not gonna go back to history and whatever folks' situation was of those properties that you're referencing, and again, we're not gonna have a deliberation here with you.
You can have it with them then, but yeah, I'm just,
Well, no.
I'm not saying it's a thing that was done in the past, whatever, but could they not amend their current permit to have that as a condition? So, but anyway, I'll let that up to you. Just something I noticed.
Thanks for that, John.
You're welcome, Jim. Thank
That's
you.
not what the ordinance says.
Okay then.
Okay, was that it, John?
Yeah, that's it for me. Thank you,
Okay.
Jim.
You're welcome. Bob Lightner, regarding trees?
Yeah, think about this. When they close the road to do paving, Lamb's Gap should get the guys to mark the trees, and somebody come in and take them down, and then it's done. I mean, we got some bad trees there, and all you gotta do is turn on TV, see cars smashed, people running into them. So I don't expect these guys to do everything, but they could work the trees. If some are really bad, and that would be the time to do it. That's it.
Okay, thank you for that, Bob. Jackie? You have a comment?
I just want to say I agree with John with the health insurance.
Okay.
And I don't think we should be paying that much. And I think more should come out of their paychecks.
Okay, appreciate the comment, thank you.
Can I have a comment? I don't think that taxpayers of the state should be paying, and the federal government paying for those employees' insurances either. So, I don't see the difference.
Me too. I mean, I
don't-
work and pay my insurance, and I have an $8,000
Yeah,
deductible.
we don't want to get up, again, it's part of a total compensation package. So somebody's
Correct.
hourly rate is based on also their benefit package, so it all goes into, and again, it's up to the board, and Brad, because he's affected by it, Brad doesn't vote on it, in his favor, he's not part of the discussion.
So, are spouses allowed on the insurance?
Yes,
And
and
how
I'm
does
I'm a
that work?
spouse, and I agree that the
So-
plan that is in place is I work in the industry,
Uh-huh.
and this isn't the best of plans, believe me. It is not the
What's your
best of plans.
deductible?
Hers, you just said yours was what, 8?
No, I'm Brad's wife. I'm on the insurance.
Oh,
plan.
from
Yes.
here.
Yes.
So can you get insurance through your work?
No,
No insurance.
no, I'm part-time.
So we should pay for your insurance
Wait,
because
so-
we're part-time?
Correct,
At
that's an
2%.
agreement made, that's a
At 2%.
personnel agreement, yes.
I'm
Go
just
ahead.
saying, I don't agree with it.
I work for BP now, I never paid for my health insurance, never,
I pay 20 to 25%.
right? My health insurance, they still pay my health.
What's your salary?
Who?
Huh?
Where's your salary at, John? Why don't you tell everybody where your salary is?
Now my
What
salary
does
comes
that
in.
matter what his salary is?
Well,
Everybody
that's a big difference. It makes a big
I
difference.
also have
It's part of the
don't have a
total
pension.
compensation package that we pay our employees.
You know
So
what?
that's-
I'm not making a
You can say that, but I'm just stating my
Oh, no,
opinion
and
as a
that's-
taxpayer.
Wait a
I
minute.
don't think I should be paying for all their health insurance.
I make 34,000 a year at best, and
You're
I have to
down
pay
our level.
taxes here
You need to get a better job.
I'm retired. Thank you very much.
I get the health insurance I'm offered. How can I get
You know,
a better
when you
job?
question people in here, y'all get real testy when it comes toward Juns. I took notice to that.
I don't get testy.
Not you, you haven't until just now, but, but I mean, it was
Somebody
like,
makes a year and then they come down to my level and says that I paid this much for my insurance. Well,
Well,
that's a
okay.
big difference in
So,
pay.
like he said,
Oh,
maybe you should get a better job.
yeah, I mean, I get that.
He said it, I didn't.
I couldn't imagine making,
John makes.
I mean, that's why I'm watching my money. That's why I'm trying to get understanding, and I didn't know you could do this contingency thing, but that's what you should be here to help me with. I'm in the same boat you all are in. When you need to pay, because you don't make that much money, and insurance means a lot, especially at our age. You know, after I turned 60, everything started going downhill on me. You know, and insurance, I feel for you. And you have to watch every penny that what you're doing. It's ridiculous out there. And, you know, people are supposed to be out to help. You guys are here looking over this. Yes, you get paid to do your job too. Not, boy, I don't know if anybody really makes that kind of money that can do that. But we can't, you know, I came here to this meeting to learn and for guidance, and y'all should be guiding me and helping me too.
And ma'am, and if we seemed like we were being flip with you, that's not the case. It's again, we have to rely on professional services. We are legally obligated, like if our solicitor who's.
Oh, I get that.
Again, if he advises, or if our township engineer advises something, that's our expert, that's who we rely on.
And I guess it's just that-
We have a compelling reason for going against them, but again, we also have ordinances that people like, I mean, Sean's been on planning commission for many years. There are people that volunteer here in the township to make these things, these ordinances happen. They don't do it because it's fun to do.
Oh, no, I get that.
They're here till sometimes midnight. They are not paid at all, just to try to make things run smoother for the taxpayers and not spend money that we don't. that
For the
you don't
taxpayers,
wanna
that spend money for the taxpayers. It depends on, you know, I apologize.
No,
I truly apologize if I have overstepped my boundary.
No, we appreciate
I want to thank you very much for just throwing a suggestion out there, which I thought that the knowledge I would get here from everybody would help me. But you did throw something out there, at least I can go to Max and ask him and see what he has to do. I would have never known that had another person been sitting here, you know? And as far as your guys' insurance and stuff goes, you know, just somebody out here might know something better and throw it your way with a less deductible, because what Daisy said the deductibles was, I couldn't just put a patch around my leg and let me die or something, because I, you know, couldn't afford that. But there's got to be something out there, and there's got to be resources out there to find that. And I did find one resource, and it was this gentleman right here, and I want to thank you very much. And I'm going to leave because I'm getting this place all out of.
No, you are fine, you are fine.
Out of-
Thank you for,
and-
if you can hold, because this gentleman here, he's a former supervisor also, and maybe has something he'd like to add to your your concern.
We have,
That would be wonderful, and that I would appreciate.
you gonna keep talking or you finish?
Go ahead, Bob.
We have a couple properties where they was wanting to tear down the old
I know who it is, but he doesn't
put
have
a
the right
new
to be
one
rude.
in.
Yeah, ma'am, I'm sorry, ma'am, don't leave yet, because I did want to close, okay. I'll talk to your husband, yeah.
The other ones are,
You can hang if you want, I mean, if you want help, we'll,
Next meeting we'll be at.
okay. Go ahead, Bob.
we have several properties where the old house is there, was never torn down, and they're living in new. Several,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
within 5 minutes there. Guess you don't want to hear the truth.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna share with them. We tried to work with and wait on responses, and I'm not gonna say who the party's name, but I know them, and again, they promised up and down, oh yeah, we'll get that information to you, we'll get that information, oh, the bank delayed, and as soon as they got their papers signed and everything still wasn't done yet, I pretty much said, hey, what are you gonna do about it, man?
Yeah, we got a
And the
couple.
township had nothing to do about it, no recourse. So that's, you're not, township's not trying to bust people's stones, you're trying to keep everybody playing to the same.
Well, apparently they got money.
Oh, they didn't
They
have
put it
money,
in
it's
the
just that
house.
we trusted them and tried to work with them, and it didn't work.
Do you need it, or do you
I
want
didn't
it?
understand what she was talking about, all of it. Kind of confused,
More than they could afford.
you know?
But the
Yeah.
board should be able to
I'd break the law. Well,
Oh, yeah, that's a given, I mean, we can't make,
You
we
know,
can't
Max
let them
can't
on the
make an
fly.
exception, that's a great suggestion John made, but you have to uphold the ordinance.
Mhm.
And he is the one who's always
He's
telling
gotta make
us.
the- he's gotta make the
to uphold
ordinance.
ordinance.
Amen, amen,
So-
girl, amen. You hit it perfect.
I feel bad for those people, I'm sure they are struggling.
Well, they knew when they
You know.
bought it, there was only supposed to be one property.
Well, yeah, and it's the nature of the beast, I
And
mean,
I think
nobody's.
it's great that
yeah.
this came about, that there's a way, that there's an alternate way for them to build on a place that's already been developed. I
I
think
agree with you, but you
that's,
gotta spend money.
the intent of that law was that, to help people.
Okay, well, Jackie, did you finish? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
Okay, there's no one else on here. Hearing no other citizen participation at this time, I'll make a motion that we adjourn. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Brad, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Meeting is adjourned at 7:59. Thank you, Susie.